Motive Gang, what is good? This is your dark-skinned girl with a motive, Boko Rams, and welcome to another episode of The Melanin Motive, where we are having candid conversations about navigating life as we know it in our 20s, our 30s, and beyond. We are all trying to figure this maze we are calling life out. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't either. And so here we are. It's group work, and we are going to figure it out together. Okay? Period. What's up, everybody? We're in a new week. We are still in the month of love. We just came back from a big weekend enkulu. It was Valentine's Day weekend, and it was love galore. I'm very, very sure that we won in terms of Scorpios, and it was a tough time to be a candle and flowers this past weekend. And we're loving that. We're loving that for the girls that received all the love that they needed. And even if it was platonic, I really hope that you felt, loved and celebrated on a beautiful day to celebrate love. Anyway, last week we kikied and we spoke about how we are leaving the nonchalant era behind because we're trying to, express our emotions. We're trying to, bring back feelings, bring back love. And a lot of you responded so favorably and we're so excited about it, especially because I think we're humans and we desire and want to have some sort of human connection. And I think that a lot of us are starting to realize how much we've kept that to ourselves. And so having that conversation with you guys last week, I think a lot of you just were eating it up. For some of you, though, you guys were like, Boko, we're hearing what you're saying, but we're a little bit hesitant. Why? Because we know how that other species moves, and I know myself. I'm very calculative when it comes to them, and of course, we're not giving them all of the answers. This is probably a scope, a little bit of a dip and a dabble over here on how we are standing on our business, because do you see my hand shaking? My hands ain't shaking because I'm standing on my business, period. And that's where I want to come to you guys today in terms of how we need to date within our standards. And I want to elaborate why. So I came across this TikTok and I was geeking over it because this girl was just spitting bars. And she said, if you date within your standard and leave when you realize that it no longer lives up to your standard, you will never have to heal again. And I said, clock it, because that is such a big clock. First of all, because why is it that we have to heal? Why is it that we are in situations where we have to keep healing? Are you not recognizing what you're doing wrong? Are you not seeing your patterns from your previous relationships? Like, what is it, girls? Because it doesn't make sense that we keep healing from the same thing. So that means you're not learning from your past. You're not learning from the things that have happened and applying them. And that's why I'm saying is that I think as a person, you need to have your personal standards up. You need to know what they are and you need to have them established, so that when people come in, they are auditioning. If they qualify, they qualify. They get to the next round and the next round and the next round. And if they don't do well, then they don't make it. You actually have to have your standards up. And I understand we keep growing. We're growing as people. Our standards are going to evolve as time goes. And that's 100% understandable. But you need to know what they are so that you don't have just anybody coming in and out because you just want attention. Because this girl continues to say that having to heal from every relationship is a byproduct of you overstaying in a relationship where you know you're not supposed to be in it, even when you see the red flags. And I was like, this girl is on the money. Like, I know that we see the red flags and we try to act like we don't see them, the blind leading the blind. I get it, girls. I really do. But at the end of the day, that these red flags are actually going to have an impact on you and cause some sort of emotional damage and some sort of, damage to your confidence. And you don't want to have to approach every single relationship or even just normal relationships because of traumas that you could have avoided. And now you know that you saw those red flags. You know that those things are not serving you and they don't live up to your standard. And this is where it needs to get easier for you to leave as soon as you do, because as soon as you leave, you don't have to heal again. You don't have to be constantly in this healing phase. I'm healing from this. No, babes. You need to have standards where you're like, okay, over here, I'm not even going to compromise or move. And then you can have your medium standards where it's like, okay, here I can kind of, maneuver myself or make a compromise with the person that I'm with. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're standing on your business. You have to stand on your business, okay? Because as soon as you don't stand in your business, then you're causing all of this emotional turmoil that you actually didn't have to go through. And also this whole thing of every day we're healing. Babes, come on. We got to be progressive in the times. We got to be progressive with our minds, with our time, because we don't want our time to be wasted and getting into relationships or situationships that are going to waste our time. And so I know a lot of us, sometimes we can see from afar that, he's going to play with me. But you go into it for what? It's going to be fun. Delulu is the Delulu, babes. The emotional damage that you are putting on yourself is immense. Why? Because then you go into other relationships and now the guy in your relationship is paying for someone else's mistakes. But you were doing it because, doing it for the plot. Doing it for the plot. Oh, Delulu is the Salulu, baby. The consequences to your actions and the way that your actions have an impact on your loved ones in your future, it's a big deal, okay? Because this emotional damage accumulates and it chips away at your self-esteem. And now every time you get into a relationship, you're insecure about something. You're insecure about, oh my gosh, what if he does this? You're insecure on, maybe I should check on his phone. Because of your past, it literally trickles down into your current relationship. And that's not cute, baby. It ain't cute, because we don't want that. And I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's not recognizing what their past patterns are and how they can work on those patterns. You need to love yourself. And I think it just comes back to that. It's really just loving yourself, because when you don't love yourself, it shows in your relationships and shows in your interactions. And I want to double down on the fact that this is not about anybody else, but in fact, it is about you. It is about how you are progressing and not going back. Not because, I want to do it for the plot, or I want to see how far we can take it with this man, knowing very well that at the end, you're going to be in tears. And guys, personally for me, I know that I'm going to be there for my girls when they're going through heartbreak. But my thing is, I don't want to also be there for someone who knew exactly what they were getting themselves into and they went anyway, because it's emotional damage and it's damaging to your confidence. And now again, every day, I'm sorry, babes, I'm sorry this happened to you because when you knew that you shouldn't have been in that relationship in the first place. Clock it. And honestly, guys, the part that's going to really sting is the fact that you knew and you still went ahead. It's the fact that you knew before you went in it and you still got hurt and you're experiencing this pain. And because of your disobedience and because you didn't listen to yourself and because you didn't love yourself, you're in this emotional turmoil that you actually didn't have to go through in the beginning. And so now you are healing. Every day you're healing. If your standards were established in the first place, you wouldn't have to keep going through healing situations. And it sucks because now you're in a place where you're navigating regret and how coulda, woulda, shoulda, I shouldn't have done that, and how I should have listened to my intuition and I didn't actually listen to my gut. This is the part where I say you need to love yourself. And in loving yourself, establish what your boundaries are, establish what your standards are, so that when people come, you are handing them the syllabus, and if they don't want to come into the class, they can go out. But here at this door, before you enter, you're going to take this textbook, you're going to take this you're going to take this textbook and apply it. And if you don't, you're out. And that's just it. That's just it. You need to know when to leave when it doesn't serve you. We don't want to keep healing. Every day we are healing. No, my sister, we can't do that. No, we don't do that, my sister. Because we don't want to heal every day. We don't want to be in healing stages every single time we see you. Hey guys, I'm healing. That is so boring. We don't want to hear that you're healing. We want to hear that you're progressing, that you're respecting yourself enough to let the right people come into your life. And when they don't perform the way that you need them to perform, they're out. And that's as simple as that. And also, it's also preventing you from being emotionally invested into something that does not serve you. It has to serve you at the end of the day. Do I like it? Does it look good on me? Yeah. Then it's serving me. Does it serve me as a person? Am I doing better as a person? It has to serve you. I need you to remember that you're an individual and that you have your individual needs. I need you to keep to loving yourself and respecting whatever standards that you have for yourself, so that it's not compromising you and that you're not always in the healing stage. Stand on your business. That's all I'm asking you to do, is to stand on your business. People want to act like, it's these things, like, you can't, no, we don't have to do anything else. It doesn't have to be a riffraff. It doesn't have to be noise. It's about you at the end of the day. Everything else is noise. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything else. It's actually about you. It will always be about you. We are gods amongst ourselves. You have a God that is living in you. You've been made in his image. Act like it. Okay? and make sure that whoever's coming in is going to love you accordingly. And accordingly means according to your standards. So what I'm challenging you to do this week is to go and establish, what are my standards? What boundaries am I putting in place so that people respect me? What boundaries am I putting in place so that I don't have to go through the same situation and heal from every single situation? What am I doing so that I don't have to repeat the same patterns? I'm challenging you to go and ask those questions to yourself and let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. I'd love to kiki with you. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button and leave a comment down below for me so we can kiki. This is your dark-skinned girl with a motive, Foko Rams, and we are out. Mwah.
Me and my people be rolling.